how to invest in the stock market long-term for financial freedom. I'm Nate, I'm the FitfutureMD. I am your life coach. Pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt at Ensorsale.com. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. So this is going to be my how to invest in the stock market video, right? And this is actually like legit tactics to long-term invest in the stock market, right? So there's three types of investing. There's short-term, medium-term, and long-term. This is going to be the long-term video, okay? For financial freedom, the whole goal is to get your assets up as much as possible to your financial freedom number so that you do not have to work anymore and can live off the money that your assets produce, right? So this is the way that I'm doing it. It's not financial advice, but it is the way that I'm doing it, right? So I am what's called a value investor. So I am going to be looking at the 13 different parts of the economy, right? The 13 different parts of the stock market, different companies in different sectors of the stock market. And I'm going to find out which sectors are down for the year or are trending down, right? And I'm going to find the best companies in those sectors, and those are the companies that I'm going to invest in, right? That's called value investing. You're trying to find a good company for a good price, right? Basically, you're trying to find an undervalued company, something that's worth more than it's trading because some of the company in that sector is pulling the whole sector down, right? For instance, the banking system was going through a little overhaul, right? You had some lower banks going out of business and stuff, and that was bringing those bigger banks that were good banks down. You were able to get a JP Morgan for cheap. You were able to get a Bank of America for cheap. You were able to get a Truist Bank for cheap. And so those are examples of value investing, right? And now those stocks are all up, and because that sector is not down anymore, right? So you're always looking for which sector is down and which the best company in that sector, right? So number 2, we're going to make a list of 10 to 20 companies that are the best in each sector, right? So you're going to go through the sectors and you're going to figure out which companies are the best, right? And you're going to make a list of that, right? So on my app, on my Thinkorswim app, if I go to long-term investing, I have all my stocks sitting right there, my 10 to 20 list. And, I'm just sitting there waiting to pounce when those stocks, when that sector goes down, right? So this is the criteria that I have for my stocks, right? Number 1 is that they print money, right? They have high revenue, right? Number 2, they pay me to hold it, right? So I try not to buy anything that doesn't have a dividend. I try not to buy things long-term that I'm only investing because of appreciation, right? I don't just want the stock price to go up, right? I want the company to pay me while the stock price goes up, right? So if nothing else, if I hold something for a 7-year period, if nothing else, at least the dividends paid me back, right? Or 7 to 10 year period, at least, if nothing else, at least I got all my money back in dividends, right? That I could invest somewhere else or back into that same company. And number 3 is I want a company that new technology would just enhance that company, right? So an example of that is, an Apple, as newer computer chips and newer technology comes out, Apple's just going to take that technology and make it their own. Stuff like that, right? So if they, come out with, some sort of robot Apple's just going to make an Apple robot, right? It's the brand that's going to live on, right? As one example, another one's like an HP. An HP, they come out with new CPUs and all that stuff. Like Nvidia comes out with a new computer chip. Taiwan Semiconductor comes out with new stuff. Whatever, some other company comes out with quantum computing. HP can just use that technology in their stuff, and HP is the computer brand, right? So that's really what my criteria is. Those are just examples. They're not necessarily ones I actually invest in, right? Because those sectors are not down, right? Those sectors are way up. So that brings us to number 4, which I've already mentioned. And that is if a sector goes down, I'm looking for the best company in that sector, right? So that's how you value invest, right? And basically, I follow the best investor to ever live, and that's Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. And this is what they do. They go find a company that's really good company, and they value invest into that company, right? They wait for it to be a cheap price to get that company. And, they basically one of the highest, like they're in the top 10 of companies, and they just own other companies, right? So keep that in mind. But so this brings me to the amount to contribute, right? So you figured out what your financial freedom number is, right? And I'll go ahead over that real quick. That's 2 times your salary times 25, right? So if you make $50,000 a year, that's 100,000 times 25, or 2.5 million invested. You want to invest as much money as you can swallow and still function to get to that number as fast as possible, right? Now, most people get to this number also using real estate, which is fine, because real estate is a leveraged, opportunity. But at the end of the day, all the real estate is sold and everything is in the stock market, right? Everything is spread out over the sectors of the stock market, right? And basically, if you can only start with $100 a month, that's fine, right? 18 years at $100 a month, you're probably in the $1 million range, right? Value investing. Because you're not going to be making 8% a year value investing. You're going to be making 20, 30%. Because you're buying good companies, when the company is down, right? So you're getting it for less than it's worth, and then when it's up, when it's more than it's worth, you're going to be getting that spread, right? As well as getting paid the dividend, right? So right now I'm averaging like 4.2% in dividends, every year. So for every $100 invested, I get $4.20 back every year, right? So, that's obviously going to contribute to, how much you invest, right? But you basically want to invest as much as possible. So if you had a 2-income household and you can invest an entire income, you're going to get there faster, right? And then of course, I always talk about this, and if you haven't seen my video on the Millionaire Fast Lane, the fastest way to get your number, your financial freedom number, is to sell a product, right? To sell a service, sell a product. That's called being on the Millionaire Fast Lane, right? And if you're on the Millionaire Fast Lane, you dump 80% of what you're making into your financial freedom account, right? And you live on the 20%, or have fun with the 20%, whatever, because it's technically, you can make $1 million a month, $20 million a month, right? So check this out. Say you got a product that's $9.99 a month, recurring revenue. And, you get 1 million people to do that every month. That's $10 million a month. You're going to get to your financial freedom number very, very quickly if that happens, right? And in this day and age, anybody can do it. Anybody can build a following, and so that's what we're trying to do, right? We're on the Millionaire Fast Lane here. Obviously, I want to help you get there. So that's why I am your life coach. If you're interested in, changing your life, changing everything that, you don't have to have a bad life to want something better, right? So it's not just for people that are down and out. But if you're interested in life coaching, comment the word ready down below and we'll get you started for free. I give away a lot of stuff for free. You can basically do it by yourself with just the free stuff, just using this video, really. And, that's because I'm here to help people more than anything, because number one, it's no good to be at the top of the mountain alone, right? So say you are financially free and, it's just you or just your family that's financially free. Say, hey, I want to go to such and such this week. Oh, well, we got to work. Hey, I want to go do this or want to go do that, or, let's go play golf or whatever. Oh, I got to work, right? You don't want all your friends to be saying that. You want all your friends to say, yeah, we're financially free too. Let's go hang out. Let's go do it, right? Let's go see the world. Let's go explore this museum. Let's go, oh, there's an archaeological dig. They just found this bone somewhere. Like, oh, let's go check that out, Let's go see it with our own eyes, right? Instead of being stuck in the rat race, right? And so that's my plan. My plan is to get out of the rat race as fast as possible. Go to Ensorsale.com and pick up an inspirational t-shirt if you're interested. That also helps me get out the rat race as well. But I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. I am your life coach. And if I can help you in any way, I will. Leave it in the comments below. Ask me the question. Send me an email if you're not comfortable putting it in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.